Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world that is constantly evolving. Yet the power within us, our mind, our subconscious, the very energy we carry, is often underutilized, hidden beneath layers of unexamined thoughts and beliefs. But what if I told you that mastering something as profound as quantum entanglement could unlock that hidden power within you? Now, you might be wondering, what does quantum entanglement have to do with the human mind? At first glance, quantum entanglement may seem like a complex scientific concept, but at its core, it's a phenomenon that highlights deep interconnectedness. When two particles become entangled, they remain connected no matter how far apart they are, influencing each other's state instantaneously. This bond, this energetic connection, can be compared to our subconscious mind. Just as entangled particles communicate across vast distances, so too does our subconscious, quietly shaping our lives through thoughts, beliefs, and actions that we're not always consciously aware of. This hidden layer of our mind controls the energy we carry, yet for most of us, it remains untapped. We carry an untold reservoir of potential, hidden beneath the surface, ready to be activated. So, how do we tap into this energy? The first step lies in mastering quantum entanglement, but not in the way you might think. This isn't about manipulating particles. It's about understanding the interconnectedness of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's about becoming aware of the invisible threads that bind us to the universe, to others, and most importantly, to ourselves. When you master quantum entanglement within your mind, you're not just connecting to the world around you. You're connecting to the latent power within you. Your subconscious mind, that quiet force that drives 95% of your behavior, becomes a wellspring of energy that fuels your every thought, action, and decision. It's like flicking a switch, and suddenly, your inner world harmonizes with the infinite potential of the universe. What happens when we unlock that hidden energy? When your subconscious becomes a conduit for focused, positive energy, the results are extraordinary. The clarity you've been searching for, it's right there. The creativity you thought was lost, it returns with a force you never imagined. The barriers you've placed on yourself, those invisible limitations that have held you back, they begin to dissolve. But this is more than just unlocking creativity or mental power. This is about breaking through the walls you've built around yourself, the ones you may not even realize exist. Your subconscious is like a vault of energy that's ready to be accessed, but only when you understand how to approach it with the right awareness. And awareness is the key. The same way that quantum particles behave differently when observed, your energy and subconscious begin to shift when you bring conscious attention to them. It's about changing your perspective, seeing things not just as they are, but as they could be, with infinite possibilities. So how do we harness this power for growth? We begin by changing how we think, how we feel, and how we respond to the world. We start to embrace the idea that everything is connected, from our thoughts to our emotions, to the energy that surrounds us. When we align our mind with this truth, we unlock a level of energy that flows effortlessly, moving us toward personal growth, deeper creativity, and even better health. By integrating quantum understanding into our daily lives, we shift the very fabric of our experience. Our emotional connections with others deepen, our physical health improves, and most importantly, we gain control over the energy we give to the world and the energy that the world gives back to us. So, I leave you with this. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine unlocking the infinite power within you by mastering quantum entanglement. Imagine a life where you are fully connected to your own potential, to the energy of the universe, and to the world around you. The moment you do, your subconscious will unlock the energy you've been waiting for, and in doing so, you will transcend the limits of your mind, your body, and your world. Thank you. Let's start with the concept of quantum entanglement, a phenomenon that might sound like something out of a science fiction novel, but is very real and foundational to the world of quantum physics. At its core, quantum entanglement refers to a situation where two or more particles become intertwined in such a way that the state of one particle is directly linked to the state of another, no matter how far apart they are. Imagine two particles, say A and B, that are created together in a shared state. Even if you take particle A and move it to the other side of the universe, any change made to particle A will instantaneously affect particle B. Now, instantaneous is the key word here. In the classical world of physics, this seems impossible. How can two objects communicate faster than the speed of light? Well, in the quantum world, distance and time become much more fluid. The entangled particles behave as if they are one linked in a deeper way than we can fully comprehend through our traditional, everyday experience. But why should this matter to us here, in the context of the human mind and energy? Here's the important connection. Just as quantum entanglement links distant particles in an unseen, profound way, the human mind, and specifically our subconscious mind, is also a web of interconnected states. In much the same way that quantum particles respond to one another across vast distances, your subconscious mind operates in ways that are not fully observable to the conscious mind, but are equally powerful. Think of your subconscious as the quantum entanglement of your inner world. It operates behind the scenes, creating patterns, forming beliefs, and processing emotions in a manner that directly influences your outward behavior. You may not always be aware of it, but your subconscious is constantly interacting with every thought, every sensation, and every experience you encounter, just as entangled particles affect each other, no matter the separation in space. In the quantum world, scientists have shown that when particles become entangled, they form a shared state of existence, an unbreakable bond between them. Similarly, your thoughts and emotions form an interconnected web that shapes your experience. The more you understand this interconnectedness, the more you realize that, like entangled particles, you too are linked in ways you may not fully comprehend yet. The lesson here, awareness of entanglement, whether it's of particles or the mind, reveals that the boundaries we perceive between ourselves and the world around us are not as fixed as they seem. Just like quantum particles, your thoughts, actions, and emotions are part of a larger, invisible network, continuously influencing and shaping your reality. This connection, this invisible thread between the conscious and the subconscious, forms the foundation of the untapped energy within us. By understanding quantum entanglement, you begin to understand the deeper layers of your own psyche and how the hidden forces within you are connected to the world. And just as understanding entanglement in physics can lead to new breakthroughs in science, understanding it in your own mind can unlock new realms of possibility, energy, and personal transformation. Let's now dive into the concept of the subconscious mind and its incredible potential for unlocking hidden energy. For most of us, the subconscious is a mystery. It's the part of the mind that's constantly at work, influencing thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Yet it remains largely invisible and inaccessible in our daily awareness. In fact, studies suggest that around 95% of our actions, decisions, and beliefs are driven by the subconscious, not the conscious mind. It's like an invisible force that shapes the course of our lives, often without us even realizing it. Think of the subconscious as a vast reservoir of information, experiences, memories, traumas, desires, and patterns that have been stored away, often out of sight. These elements work in the background, either helping or hindering us based on how they were formed and what we've experienced in life. This is where the concept of hidden energy comes into play. Just as the universe has vast, unseen forces that operate beyond our immediate perception, our subconscious mind holds untapped potential that can be accessed if we know how to connect with it. The energy I'm referring to isn't just physical. It's mental, emotional, and even spiritual energy, the kind that drives creativity, fuels motivation, enhances clarity, and generates powerful bursts of insight. But this energy remains locked inside, just like an unused reservoir, until we learn how to release it. The trick is that the subconscious doesn't just hold passive information. It is an active, dynamic field that is constantly interacting with everything around us. It influences how we perceive the world, how we react to challenges, and even how we manifest our desires. In many ways, the subconscious is like a safety net, keeping us from straying too far outside our comfort zones, ensuring that we adhere to familiar patterns. But sometimes, this protective mechanism can keep us from tapping into our true potential. If we've been programmed with limiting beliefs, negative experiences, or unconscious fears, these can act as blocks, preventing the full flow of energy within us. Essentially, these blocks act like resistance points, similar to how obstacles in a system can prevent energy from moving freely. Here's where quantum entanglement plays a critical role. Just like entangled particles are connected in ways that transcend time and space, your subconscious mind is interconnected with every experience, thought, and belief you hold. The subconscious isn't isolated, it's part of a much larger system, which means that when properly harnessed, this vast energy field can resonate with the universe, bringing about profound changes. But how do we unlock this hidden energy? The first step is awareness. By becoming conscious of the subconscious patterns that influence our lives, we begin to remove the mental and emotional barriers that restrict the flow of this energy. When we shift our focus, bringing attention to the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that lie beneath the surface, we begin to break down these barriers. This act of awareness is like activating a hidden switch, allowing previously untapped energy to surge forth. Moreover, the subconscious mind is highly malleable. It's not a static, unchangeable entity. By shifting our perception of reality, by understanding that we are not bound by past experiences or limiting beliefs, we can reprogram our subconscious and release that hidden energy. In fact, many of the world's greatest achievers, artists, and visionaries have tapped into this subconscious energy by reprogramming their minds, aligning their subconscious beliefs with their conscious intentions, and creating a harmonious flow of mental and emotional energy. In this sense, the subconscious holds a powerful, untapped potential. It's like an ocean of energy, waiting to be channeled. Just as quantum particles contain a vast amount of potential energy that can be harnessed through the right understanding. When we unlock this potential within ourselves, we begin to access a level of creativity, clarity, and focus that was previously hidden from view. The more you connect with your subconscious, the more you can direct this energy toward your goals, dreams, and desires. And just like quantum entanglement, once you learn how to tap into this energy, your entire system becomes synchronized, flowing seamlessly with the universe and your own inner power. To understand how mastering quantum entanglement can unlock hidden energy within the subconscious, we must first recognize the powerful parallels between quantum physics and the human mind. At first glance, it may seem like two completely different realms. One is based on particles, waves, and the fundamental laws of the universe, while the other is based on thoughts, emotions, and human behavior. But when we take a deeper look, we can see how they both share underlying principles that govern the way energy operates in the world. In quantum physics, the behavior of particles is unpredictable, often existing in multiple states at once, as described by the concept of superposition. These particles are deeply interconnected with one another, even when separated by vast distances, as we see in the phenomenon of quantum entanglement. A particle's state can be instantaneously influenced by another particle, regardless of the space between them. This means that the universe is not just a collection of isolated entities. Everything is interconnected at a deep, energetic level. The same can be said for the mind. Just like quantum particles that exist in multiple states at once, our minds also operate in a fluid, non-linear way. We have multiple layers of thought, some conscious and others subconscious, all interacting and influencing one another. Our conscious mind may be focused on one thing, while our subconscious mind processes countless other thoughts, memories, and emotions that influence our behavior. Just as entangled particles act as if they are one system, our conscious and subconscious minds work as an interconnected whole, with both constantly interacting with each other, often without us being fully aware of it. But the similarities don't stop there. In the quantum world, there is a concept called wave-particle duality, where particles like electrons can behave both as waves and particles, depending on how they are observed. This concept challenges the traditional notion of fixed, measurable states, and suggests that reality is more fluid and subjective than we might believe. Similarly, the way we perceive ourselves, our experiences, and the world is not static or fixed. It's constantly changing based on how we observe and interact with it. Our perceptions, our beliefs, and our emotions all influence how we experience reality, just as the act of observing a quantum particle can influence its behavior. The mind, like the quantum realm, is also influenced by the observer effect. This principle in quantum mechanics states that the act of observation alters the state of the system being observed. In the context of the mind, this means that our awareness and focus can dramatically shift the way we think, feel, and experience the world around us. The more we observe our thoughts and emotions, the more we begin to see them for what they truly are, patterns that can be changed or reprogrammed. This is how we begin to unlock hidden energy within our subconscious, by bringing conscious awareness to the patterns and beliefs that have been holding us back, and by altering them to create new pathways for growth. Moreover, the concept of interconnectedness is key in both quantum physics and the human mind. In quantum entanglement, particles remain connected across vast distances, and their states are linked in ways that transcend the physical world. Similarly, the mind operates in a network of interconnected thoughts, feelings, and memories that form the basis of our internal energy system. Our mental and emotional states are not isolated. They interact with one another, just as particles interact with each other in the quantum field. This interconnectedness means that when we change one thought or belief, it can have a ripple effect on the rest of our mind and energy. By consciously altering one part of our mental state, we can influence the entire system, unlocking the flow of energy within us. This is why mental discipline and focus are so crucial in mastering quantum entanglement within the mind. Just as quantum particles are shaped by external forces, our thoughts and beliefs are influenced by the energy around us. When we learn to control and direct that energy, we tap into the immense potential that lies hidden within. By aligning our conscious intentions with our subconscious patterns, we create a harmonious, entangled system that operates at peak efficiency. This is the true power of the mind, the ability to direct energy consciously, just as quantum particles can be influenced and directed through observation. In the quantum world, uncertainty is a defining characteristic. The behavior of particles cannot be predicted with absolute certainty, only with probability. In much the same way, our lives are shaped by a combination of certainty and uncertainty. We can't always predict the outcome of our actions, thoughts, or decisions, but by mastering the mind, we can increase our ability to influence our reality. Just as scientists now understand that the quantum world operates by probabilities, we too can embrace the idea that life is not rigidly predetermined, but full of possibilities. By mastering our thoughts and emotions, we increase the probability of creating the outcomes we desire, unlocking hidden energy along the way. Lastly, the idea of energy fields in quantum physics also parallels the human mind. Just as quantum particles exist in energy fields that influence their behavior, our minds and bodies exist within energy fields that affect our thoughts, emotions, and actions. These energy fields can be positive or negative, based on the thoughts and beliefs we hold. By shifting our mindset and consciously changing our emotional state, we can raise our vibrational frequency and tap into higher levels of energy. The act of mastering quantum entanglement within the mind is about becoming aware of these energy fields and learning how to harmonize them for greater personal power. Let me know if you'd like to dive deeper into any part of this, or if you need further adjustments. Mastering quantum entanglement within the context of the human mind is not about understanding complex mathematical formulas or performing scientific experiments. Instead, it's about mastering the way we think, feel, and interact with the energy within and around us. Quantum entanglement isn't just a physical concept. It's a mental and spiritual one too. It reflects the way our minds, emotions, and experiences are interconnected in ways that we can influence when we become aware of the underlying connections between them. To truly master quantum entanglement, we first need to understand that the act of mastery is rooted in awareness and intention. At the quantum level, particles are deeply interconnected, influencing one another even when they seem to be far apart. Similarly, the thoughts and emotions within our minds are interconnected, constantly influencing each other in ways that shape our lives. When we master quantum entanglement, we are not just connecting with the universe around us. We are learning to connect with ourselves on a deeper, more conscious level. The first step toward mastering this connection is developing mental discipline. Just as particles in quantum mechanics don't behave predictably, our minds also operate in ways that are sometimes unpredictable. Our thoughts can appear and disappear in an instant, and our emotional states can shift rapidly. Yet beneath this seemingly chaotic surface, there is a deeper order and structure. The key to mastering quantum entanglement is to learn to direct and focus our mental energy so that we can harness this underlying order, rather than being swept away by the chaos. This is where the concept of focused intention comes into play. In quantum physics, When an observer focuses their attention on a quantum system, it can change the state of the system. Similarly, when we focus our intention on specific thoughts, goals, or desires, we influence the direction of our subconscious mind, which then influences our behavior and the energy we radiate. The power of intention is the ability to direct and shape the flow of energy within us. By setting clear, purposeful intentions, we can align our thoughts and emotions in a way that amplifies our energy and directs it toward our desired outcomes. However, mastering quantum entanglement within the mind isn't just about controlling or manipulating thoughts. It's also about understanding the interconnectedness of all things. When we realize that our thoughts and emotions don't exist in isolation, but are part of a larger web of energy, we can begin to see how everything in our lives is interconnected. Just as particles in a quantum system are interconnected, so too are our experiences, thoughts, and emotions. We begin to understand that our inner world shapes our outer world and vice versa. One way to master this interconnectedness is through meditation and mindfulness practices. These practices allow us to become more aware of the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that are influencing our actions on a subconscious level. Meditation helps quiet the mind, allowing us to see the patterns and entanglements of our mental states. It's through this heightened awareness that we can begin to shift the energy we are projecting, aligning it with our conscious desires and intentions. Another aspect of mastering quantum entanglement within the mind is understanding the role of belief systems. Beliefs, like entangled particles, have the power to shape our experiences and interactions. If we believe we are limited, unworthy, or incapable of achieving certain things, we entangle ourselves in a web of self-imposed limitations. These beliefs, which often reside deep in the subconscious, influence our actions and keep us from accessing our full potential. In the same way that quantum entanglement allows particles to influence one another across vast distances, our beliefs have the power to shape our reality in ways we may not fully understand. To master quantum entanglement, we must first reprogram these limiting beliefs. This requires us to become aware of the beliefs that no longer serve us and consciously choose to replace them with new, empowering beliefs. When we do this, we free ourselves from the entanglement of negative self-talk and limiting thought patterns, creating a more open and expansive mental and emotional space. This process is a bit like recalibrating the quantum system of our mind, realigning it with our highest potential. As we begin to master the interconnectedness of our inner world, we also become more attuned to the energy around us. Quantum physics tells us that energy is not confined to particles, but flows throughout the entire universe. Similarly, we are constantly interacting with and influenced by the energy around us. Our relationships, our environments, and even the media we consume all affect the energy we carry. When we become more conscious of this external energy, we can learn to direct our own energy in a way that aligns with our intentions and goals. One way to do this is by practicing emotional intelligence. Just as quantum particles can influence each other based on the energy they emit, we too emit energy through our emotions. Our emotional state has a direct impact on how we interact with others and how we perceive the world. By becoming more aware of our emotional responses, we can learn to shift them, elevating our energy to a more positive and empowered state. This emotional mastery is a key component of mastering quantum entanglement. It allows us to influence the energy around us, just as entangled particles influence each other. Mastering quantum entanglement within the mind also involves alignment between the conscious and subconscious. At the quantum level, the state of one particle affects the state of another, regardless of distance. Similarly, the state of our conscious mind affects our subconscious mind, and vice versa. When these two parts of the mind are in conflict, our energy becomes scattered and less effective. But when we align our conscious thoughts with our subconscious beliefs and emotions, we create a unified energy field that operates at its highest potential. This alignment requires inner work, deep introspection, emotional healing, and personal growth. It's about understanding the unconscious patterns that have been running your life and reprogramming them to serve your highest good. Once this alignment happens, the flow of energy within you becomes smoother, more powerful, and more directed. In quantum mechanics, one of the most fascinating principles is the observer effect, which states that the act of observation can influence the state of a quantum system. A particle's behavior, whether it behaves like a wave or a particle, depends on how it is observed. This is a fundamental idea that challenges the very nature of reality as we know it, suggesting that consciousness and awareness are integral to shaping the universe around us. When we apply this concept to the mind, the observer effect takes on a profound significance. In the realm of human consciousness, the act of observing our thoughts and emotions has the power to change how they manifest in our lives. Just as a quantum particle changes its behavior when observed, our thoughts and emotions shift when we bring our conscious attention to them. The very act of observing becomes a form of interaction, which in turn alters the way our inner energy operates. This principle invites us to become more aware of the role we play as observers, of our own thoughts and feelings. It's not just about being passive participants in our mental landscape, it's about actively engaging with our inner world. In quantum physics, the observer does not just passively watch a system, it interacts with it, influencing its outcome. Similarly, when we observe our thoughts, we have the power to redirect, reshape, or reframe them, just as an observer in quantum mechanics can influence the state of a particle. Think about the times when you've had a mental breakthrough or an insight after pausing to reflect or meditate. In those moments, you become the observer of your thoughts, bringing them into sharp focus, and thereby changing the course of your thinking. This act of observation doesn't just change the content of your thoughts, it transforms the energy behind them. You move from passive reaction to active creation. Just like entangled particles, which are linked across time and space, your mental states are interconnected, and your conscious observation can ripple through the entire network of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Another fascinating aspect of the observer effect is how it relates to perception. In quantum mechanics, the state of a particle is only determined when it is measured or observed. Prior to observation, it exists in a state of probability or multiple potential outcomes. In a similar way, the way we perceive the world around us is not fixed. It is shaped by how we observe it. Our perceptions are not neutral. They are influenced by our mental state, beliefs, and emotional filters. When we change how we observe the world, whether through a lens of gratitude, openness, or curiosity, we change our experience of it. This is a powerful insight because it means that the world is not simply something out there that happens to us. It's something that we interact with, shape, and even create through our observation. The more conscious and mindful we become in observing our thoughts, emotions, and experiences, the more we begin to realize our role as creators of our reality. Just as quantum particles are shaped by the act of observation, so too are we, as individuals, shaped by the way we observe and engage with our inner and outer worlds. The observer effect also introduces the idea of intention. In quantum mechanics, when a measurement is made, it is done with a particular intent, to observe the state of the system. Likewise, when we bring focused intention to our thoughts and emotions, we direct the flow of energy within ourselves. By intentionally observing and reflecting on specific areas of our life, whether it's our fears, our desires, or our limiting beliefs, we bring awareness to these areas, and in doing so, we create opportunity to shift them. This active role of the observer requires self-awareness and the willingness to engage with what's happening in our minds and bodies. It's easy to go through life reacting automatically to situations, without ever stepping back to observe the underlying patterns that drive our behavior. But when we begin to consciously observe our thoughts, emotions, and reactions, we gain greater control over them. We start to see that much of our experience is not as fixed or predetermined as it seems. We are actively involved in shaping it through our awareness. As we deepen our understanding of the observer effect, we also realize that our awareness has the power to affect the world around us. Just as quantum particles are affected by the act of measurement, our interactions with others and the environment are influenced by the energy we bring into them. If we approach life with a mindset of awareness and intention, we begin to influence the world around us in a more conscious, deliberate way. Our energy, thoughts, and emotions radiate outward, impacting the people we encounter and the situations we face. In this way, we create a feedback loop of energy, just as quantum particles influence each other over long distances. At a deeper level, mastering the observer effect requires us to let go of the illusion of control. In quantum mechanics, there's an inherent uncertainty built into the system. Particles don't have definite positions or states until observed. This uncertainty mirrors our own experience with life. We can't control every aspect of our existence, but we can control how we observe and interact with it. By learning to observe with clarity, presence, and intentionality, we become active participants in shaping the reality we experience. When we combine mindfulness with the observer effect, we unlock a new level of power over our energy. Mindfulness is the practice of observing without judgment, and it's through this non-reactive observation that we can begin to release the mental patterns and emotional baggage that have been keeping us trapped in cycles of negative energy. Just as quantum entanglement connects particles across distances, mindfulness connects us to our deepest states of awareness, where the energy of transformation is waiting to be unlocked. In this way, mastering quantum entanglement is not just about observing external phenomena. It's about observing the energy we carry within, becoming attuned to it, and learning how to influence it for personal growth, healing, and manifestation. In quantum physics, everything in the universe is thought to be made up of energy fields, invisible forces that govern the behavior of particles, atoms, and molecules. These fields are not static. They vibrate and fluctuate, creating an underlying energetic fabric that permeates all of existence. While we often think of energy as something physical or measurable, quantum theory suggests that energy exists in a much more abstract form, shaping the very fabric of reality in ways that are beyond our immediate perception. The concept of vibration is a key element in understanding both quantum mechanics and the power of the mind. In quantum physics, particles and waves are often described in terms of frequency and amplitude. Essentially, the vibration or oscillation of their energy. Higher frequencies correspond to higher energy states, while lower frequencies are associated with lower energy states. This principle can also be applied to the human mind and body. Our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create a vibration or frequency that impacts our energy field, which in turn influences our external reality. Every human being emits an energy field that is shaped by their thoughts, emotions, and mental states. This field is often referred to as our aura, and it can be seen as a representation of the vibrational frequency we are currently carrying. When we are in a state of joy, love, or peace, our energy field vibrates at a higher frequency, resonating with the positive, expansive energies of the universe. On the other hand, when we are feeling fear, anger, or sadness, our vibration lowers, creating a dense, contracted energy that can block the free flow of vitality and creativity. At a quantum level, our energy field is not just isolated to our physical bodies. It extends outward, interacting with the energy fields of others and the environment around us. Just as entangled particles affect one another across distances, our energy field can be influenced by the energy fields of other people, places, and events. This means that the vibrational state we carry has the power to affect and be affected by the world around us. In fact, it's often said that we are constantly entangling with the energy of others, and our interactions shape the vibration of our experiences. When we understand that energy and vibration are foundational to both quantum physics and human consciousness, we realize that we have the ability to consciously raise or lower our vibration through our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Just as a quantum particle can shift its state depending on the observer's influence, we too can shift our vibrational frequency by altering our inner state. By consciously choosing thoughts and emotions that resonate with higher frequencies such as gratitude, love, and compassion, we increase the energy we radiate and enhance our ability to manifest positive outcomes in our lives. One way to elevate our vibration is through self-awareness and emotional mastery. Our emotions act as indicators of our vibrational frequency. When we feel happy, relaxed, or excited, we are in a high vibration state, and this attracts more of the same into our lives. When we feel negative emotions such as fear, shame, or anger, we are operating at a lower frequency, which can lead to challenges and blockages in our personal growth. Becoming aware of these emotional states allows us to consciously choose to shift our vibration, letting go of low-frequency emotions and thoughts that no longer serve us. In addition to emotions, our thought patterns also play a significant role in determining our vibrational frequency. Positive thoughts about ourselves and the world elevate our energy, while negative, self-critical, or limiting thoughts can drag us down into lower vibrational states. This is where the idea of quantum entanglement becomes especially powerful. When we start changing our thoughts and beliefs, we can begin to entangle ourselves with higher frequencies, attracting more harmonious and expansive experiences into our lives. The more we consciously choose to focus on positive, high-vibration thoughts, the more we align ourselves with the universal energy field, amplifying our ability to create and manifest. In the quantum world, fields of energy can be manipulated, and particles can be influenced by external forces like light, magnetism, or other particles. Similarly, the human energy field can be influenced by external stimuli, be it the environment, people we encounter, or even the media we consume. Just as quantum systems are subject to external influences, we are constantly interacting with the external energy that surrounds us. However, the key difference is that, unlike quantum particles that are largely unpredictable and passive in their response, we have the ability to consciously influence how we interact with the world. Through practices like meditation, mindfulness, or energy healing, we can clear negative energy and raise our vibrational frequency, creating a more positive and empowered experience. Furthermore, quantum entanglement offers a compelling metaphor for the way our energy field operates in relation to others. Just as entangled particles are linked in ways that transcend time and space, the energy we radiate can be deeply interconnected with others. When we interact with another person, their energy field merges with ours in a moment of exchange. If both individuals are vibrating at a high frequency, the energy exchange is positive and uplifting. However, if one or both individuals are operating from a lower frequency, the exchange can be draining or challenging. This is why healing and personal growth often involve not only clearing our own energy, but also learning how to protect our energy from external influences. By becoming more conscious of our vibration and the vibrations of others, we can create boundaries and choose to interact with those whose energy uplifts and supports us. Similarly, we can consciously send healing energy to those who may be struggling, helping to shift their vibration toward a more harmonious state. The power of vibration and energy fields is also central to the process of manifestation. When we align ourselves with higher frequency thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, we begin to resonate with the frequency of our desires. This alignment with our inner vibration creates a powerful resonance that attracts opportunities, people, and circumstances that match that energy. It's as if, through mastering our vibration, we unlock the power of quantum entanglement, connecting our inner world with the infinite possibilities of the universe. Understanding the relationship between energy fields, vibration, and quantum entanglement allows us to see that we are not passive recipients of life's events. Instead, we are active participants in creating our reality, constantly entangling with the energy of the world around us, and through conscious awareness, we can learn to influence that energy to serve our highest good. The key is to raise our vibrational frequency, aligning it with our deepest desires and intentions, and then allowing the flow of universal energy to work through us. Let me know if you'd like further expansions or modifications. In quantum physics, there is a concept that suggests the observer's influence on a quantum system is not just passive, but also active. This influence is often described through the lens of intention, a focus of consciousness that directs energy toward a specific outcome. When we apply this principle to the human mind, we find that our intentions have a profound impact on the way our reality unfolds. Just as quantum particles respond to observation, the energy in our lives responds to the intentions we set. At its core, intention is the conscious act of directing energy toward a desired outcome. It's more than simply thinking about something or wishing for it to happen. Intention is the alignment of our thoughts, feelings, and actions with a specific goal or vision. In the quantum realm, particles exist in a state of probability until they are observed, at which point their potential states collapse into a specific reality. Similarly, our intentions act as the observers of our own lives, collapsing the vast potential of possibilities into a defined reality based on our focused desires. When we set an intention, we are essentially sending out a directive into the quantum field, signaling to the universe what we wish to manifest. The energy behind this intention creates a ripple effect that influences the events, people, and circumstances that align with our desired outcome. This is not some abstract, mystical concept. it is rooted in the principles of quantum physics. Just as particles are affected by external observation and measurement, our intentions affect the flow of energy in our lives. However, the power of intention is not simply about wishing or hoping for something to occur. It's about creating a clear and focused vibrational frequency that resonates with the specific outcome we want to achieve. Our thoughts and feelings must align with the intention we are setting, creating a coherent energy field that is directed toward a specific goal. If there is a disconnect between our conscious intentions and our subconscious beliefs, the energy we put out into the universe will be fragmented, and we may struggle to manifest our desires. This is where the concept of mind-body alignment comes into play. When we set an intention, it's crucial that we embody it, not just in our thoughts, but in our actions, emotions, and energy. For example, if we set an intention to be more successful in our career, we must not only think about success, but also feel worthy of it, act as if success is already a part of our reality, and remove any subconscious blocks that may hinder our progress. When our mind, body, and energy are aligned with the intention, we create a powerful field of attraction that draws the desired outcome toward us. One of the most significant aspects of intention is the clarity with which it is set. In the quantum world, particles are influenced by the precise observation made by the observer. Similarly, the more specific and clear our intention, the more focused our energy becomes. If our intentions are vague or scattered, the quantum field responds with a range of possibilities that may not fully align with our true desires. By getting clear about what we want and focusing our energy on it, we send a more powerful signal to the universe that can lead to faster and more effective manifestations. The role of belief is also fundamental in the power of intention. In quantum mechanics, particles are affected by the fields around them, and their behavior is often determined by the context of their environment. In the same way, our beliefs form the environment for our intentions. If we hold limiting beliefs such as "I'm not worthy of success," or "it's too late for me to change," these beliefs create an energetic barrier that blocks the flow of intention. For an intention to manifest effectively, we must also believe in the possibility of its realization. Our subconscious beliefs must align with the intention we are setting, creating a seamless flow of energy between the conscious and subconscious minds. The process of intention setting also involves the practice of letting go. In quantum physics, particles are in a state of uncertainty until measured, meaning that their future behavior is not determined until it's observed. Similarly, in the manifestation process, once we set an intention, we must release attachment to the specific outcome and trust that the quantum field will respond. Holding on to a particular outcome too tightly can create resistance, and this resistance disrupts the flow of energy. By surrendering to the process and remaining open to the ways in which the intention may unfold, we allow the universe to bring the right circumstances into alignment. This is where the idea of allowing comes into play. To allow our intentions to manifest, we must trust the process and remain receptive to the signs and opportunities that arise. When we trust that our intention is already on its way, we are in a state of allowance, which opens the door for the energy of the universe to match our vibrational frequency. This is similar to the quantum concept of non-locality, where particles can be influenced by events happening elsewhere. When we allow our intention to be influenced by the greater flow of energy, we expand the field of possibilities, enabling the outcome to manifest in ways we may not have initially expected. Moreover, intentions are not just about the future. They are deeply connected to our present state of being. In quantum mechanics, the present moment is the point where potentiality collapses into reality. Similarly, the present moment is the space where our intentions take form. If we are fully present and engaged with our intention in the now, we increase the likelihood of manifesting our desired reality. This means that presence and mindfulness are key components of successful intention setting. By being mindful of our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we create an energetic resonance that is aligned with our goals, drawing them closer to us. The process of setting and manifesting intentions is also supported by visualization and imagination. In quantum theory, particles exist in a state of possibility, and it is through observation and measurement that they take on a defined form. In the same way, visualization allows us to observe and create the reality we wish to experience. By vividly imagining our desired outcome, we are essentially collapsing the quantum field into the specific form of our intention. Visualization strengthens our focus, clarifies our desire, and amplifies the vibrational energy we send into the universe, enhancing the power of our intention. Through the combination of clarity, belief, letting go, presence, and visualization, we begin to understand the true power of intention. By consciously directing our thoughts, emotions, and energy toward a desired outcome, we engage with the quantum field in a way that makes our intentions not only possible, but inevitable. Our intentions, once clearly set, become a catalyst for transformation, drawing the energy of the universe into alignment with our desires. Synchronicity, a concept introduced by Carl Jung, refers to the meaningful coincidences or events that occur in our lives, seemingly without causal connection, but are deeply meaningful and often aligned with our personal growth. In the context of quantum physics, synchronicity can be understood as the mysterious interconnectedness between the quantum field and our conscious awareness. Just as particles are entangled across vast distances, our experiences are interconnected in ways we may not fully understand, yet they happen in such a way that they feel destined, perfect, or even magical. At its core, synchronicity is a sign that the universe is responding to our energy and intentions. It's as though the quantum field, made up of infinite possibilities, suddenly narrows down into a precise, meaningful moment that reflects our inner state. These moments can come in the form of meeting the right person at the right time, receiving a sudden insight that propels us forward, or encountering a series of events that seem perfectly aligned with our goals, even though they seem unrelated at first. From a quantum perspective, synchronicity is often viewed as the observable manifestation of quantum entanglement and the way particles interact across time and space. Just as entangled particles affect each other no matter the distance, our thoughts, emotions, and intentions are in constant communication with the world around us, influencing the events that unfold. In this way, synchronicity can be seen as a direct result of our internal vibration, resonating with the vibrational frequencies of the universe. When we are in a state of alignment, when our thoughts, feelings, and actions are congruent with our intentions, we open ourselves up to the flow of synchronicity. It's like tuning into the right frequency on a radio. Once we are tuned to the energy of what we desire, the universe responds by sending us opportunities, people, and situations that reflect that energy. This flow is not random. It is a direct result of the coherence between our inner world and the world around us. Synchronicity is often experienced when we are in a state of flow, a term used in psychology to describe a state of optimal performance and engagement. When we are in the zone, we feel as though things are happening effortlessly and time seems to distort. Hours can pass in what feels like minutes. Flow is characterized by a complete absorption in the present moment, where the distinction between self and activity disappears. It's a state of total alignment, where the conscious mind is fully engaged, but the ego steps aside, allowing the natural flow of energy to guide us. In the quantum realm, flow can be understood as a harmonious dance of particles, where everything is moving in synchrony, each particle acting in concert with the whole system. In the human experience, when we are in flow, we experience a similar alignment between our thoughts, emotions, and actions. The energy we emit is in perfect resonance with the energy of the universe, and as a result, everything begins to fall into place. We are no longer forcing things to happen, but rather, we are allowing them to unfold naturally, as if we are being carried by a current. The presence of synchronicity is a clear indicator that we are in the right place at the right time. These moments of meaningful coincidence are not random. They are signals that we are operating in a state of vibrational resonance with the universe. The more we pay attention to these synchronicities, the more we come to understand that our lives are not governed by chance, but by the hidden order of the quantum field. Just as quantum systems obey certain rules and patterns, our lives are shaped by the subtle interplay of energies that we are constantly engaging with. When synchronicity occurs, it is a reminder that we are part of a larger cosmic order, and that our intentions and actions are interwoven with the fabric of the universe. These meaningful coincidences act as signs or guides, pointing us in the direction of our true purpose, helping us align with our highest potential. They show us that we are not separate from the universe, but deeply interconnected with the energy that flows through all things. This interconnectedness also explains why synchronicity often appears when we are in a state of non-resistance. When we let go of control, release expectations, and allow ourselves to trust in the flow of life, synchronicities tend to unfold effortlessly. Quantum physics teaches us that uncertainty is inherent in the universe. Just as particles exist in a state of probability until measured, our lives are filled with infinite possibilities. By surrendering to the unknown and being open to unexpected outcomes, we make room for the quantum field to bring us experiences that align with our highest good. Being in a state of flow and experiencing synchronicity is also tied to emotional and mental alignment. When we are emotionally at peace, free from inner conflict, and mentally clear, we create the conditions for synchronicity to manifest. When our thoughts and emotions are scattered, or when we are experiencing internal resistance, it becomes harder for us to align with the universal flow of energy. Negative emotions like fear, doubt, and anxiety create a static energy that disrupts the flow of synchronicity, making it harder for the universe to send us the right opportunities. On the other hand, when we are aligned with feelings of gratitude, joy, and trust, our energy resonates with the positive, expansive frequencies of the universe. This creates a clear channel for synchronicity to flow into our lives. We start to notice the little signs: an unexpected conversation, a random encounter, or an intuitive insight that guide us along our path. These synchronicities are not random. They are the universe's way of communicating with us, helping us navigate the complexities of life with greater ease. Ultimately, synchronicity is a reflection of the hidden connections between all things. In the quantum world, everything is entangled, and no event is truly separate from another. Our thoughts, actions, and emotions are in constant interaction with the energy around us. When we learn to recognize the signs of synchronicity, we begin to understand that the universe is not chaotic or random. It is a finely tuned system of energy, constantly responding to our inner state and guiding us toward our true potential. By embracing synchronicity and flow, we tap into the invisible currents of the quantum field, learning to trust the process of life and surrender to the natural rhythm of the universe. Through this deep sense of connection and alignment, we become more attuned to the world around us, allowing us to move through life with a sense of purpose, grace, and ease. Let me know if you'd like me to further adjust or expand on anything. At the heart of quantum mechanics lies the idea that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It simply changes form. This principle, known as the conservation of energy, is not just an abstract concept in physics, but a profound truth that can be applied to our personal lives. The energy that exists within and around us is constantly shifting, adapting, and evolving, and by consciously tapping into and harnessing this quantum energy, we unlock the potential for profound transformation. The first step in harnessing quantum energy for transformation is to understand that we are energy beings. Everything in our existence, from the atoms that make up our physical bodies to the thoughts we think, is part of a continuous flow of energy. When we realize that we are interconnected with the quantum field, we begin to see that our personal growth is not just about changing external circumstances, but about aligning our internal energy with the limitless potential of the universe. In quantum physics, particles are in a state of constant fluctuation and movement. This fluctuation is not random, but occurs within a set of possibilities. Our own lives mirror this principle. The circumstances we find ourselves in are not set in stone. They are constantly shifting based on the energy we emit. By consciously choosing to change our energy, we can bring about changes in our external reality. This is the essence of quantum transformation, shifting the internal vibrational frequency to manifest new possibilities. One of the most powerful tools for harnessing quantum energy is the power of thought. In quantum mechanics, the concept of superposition refers to the ability of particles to exist in multiple states at once until they are observed or measured. Similarly, our thoughts exist in a state of possibility until we bring them into focus. When we direct our thoughts toward a specific outcome, whether it's healing, success, or personal growth, we collapse the field of potential into a specific reality. Our thoughts, therefore, have the power to create the framework for our experiences. Focused intention amplifies the effect of our thoughts. By setting clear, specific intentions, we direct the flow of quantum energy in a particular direction. But it's not just about thinking or wishing for something to happen. It's about embodying the energy of that intention. When we align our thoughts with our emotions, actions, and beliefs, we create a coherent energy field that resonates with the quantum possibilities we wish to manifest. The power of thought is also intricately connected to the subconscious mind. Our subconscious is a powerful force that operates beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. It stores our deepest beliefs, fears, and programming. When we work to shift our subconscious beliefs, we are directly influencing the quantum field. This is why many transformative practices, such as affirmations, meditation, and visualization, are effective tools in quantum transformation. They help us reprogram the subconscious, clearing the blocks that prevent us from tapping into our full potential and aligning us with higher frequencies of possibility. Another crucial element of quantum transformation is the role of emotion. In quantum physics, energy is not only a physical force but also a vibrational frequency. Emotions are the energetic responses to the stimuli around us, and they too have their own vibrational frequencies. High-frequency emotions such as love, joy, and gratitude resonate with the expansive, abundant energy of the universe, while low-frequency emotions such as fear, anger, and resentment create dense, contracted energy that can block the flow of positive transformation. By consciously choosing to elevate our emotions, we align ourselves with the positive quantum frequencies that facilitate growth, healing, and success. This is why emotional mastery is a key aspect of quantum transformation. When we consciously raise our emotional state, we change the vibrational quality of our energy, which in turn affects the quantum field and the experiences we attract. Practices like gratitude, compassion, and forgiveness are powerful tools for shifting our emotional state and increasing our vibrational frequency. Quantum transformation also involves letting go of limiting beliefs and self-imposed constraints. The quantum field is limitless and infinite, and so too is our potential. However, many of us operate under the illusion of limitation, whether it's a belief in scarcity, a fear of failure, or the notion that we are somehow not worthy of success. These beliefs create energetic blocks, confining our potential and preventing us from accessing the full spectrum of possibilities available to us. By releasing these limiting beliefs, we open ourselves to the infinite potential of the quantum field. This is where the practice of surrender plays an important role. In quantum mechanics, particles are in a state of uncertainty until they are measured or observed. Similarly, in our lives, uncertainty can often be a source of resistance. We may struggle to trust the unknown, attempting to control outcomes or impose rigid expectations. However, the quantum field operates through uncertainty and non-locality, meaning that the more we try to control our circumstances, the more we disrupt the natural flow of energy. By learning to surrender to the process, we allow the quantum field to guide us toward the right outcome. This surrender is not passive. It is a conscious choice to trust in the unfolding of our lives and to let go of the need to micromanage every detail. One of the most profound ways to tap into quantum energy for transformation is through the practice of meditation. Meditation allows us to quiet the mind and connect with the universal quantum field. In this space of stillness, we are able to access higher states of consciousness and tap into the infinite potential of the universe. When we meditate, we are not just relaxing our minds but actively engaging with the energy that exists beyond the material world. In this space, we can align our thoughts, emotions, and intentions with the flow of universal energy, enabling profound healing and transformation. Visualization is another powerful tool for harnessing quantum energy. Just as particles exist in a state of possibility until they are measured, our desires exist in the quantum field as potential outcomes. When we visualize a specific outcome, whether it's health, wealth, or success, we collapse this potential into reality by focusing our energy on it. Visualization helps us to align our inner world with the external reality we wish to create. When we imagine ourselves living our desired life, we are sending out a clear signal to the quantum field, instructing it to manifest our desires. Finally, action is the bridge that connects our inner transformation to our external reality. Quantum energy is not just about thinking or feeling, it's about moving in the direction of our desires. Action is the physical expression of our energy, and when we take inspired steps toward our goals, We are actively engaging with the quantum field, directing its potential towards specific outcomes. These actions, no matter how small, signal to the universe that we are ready to receive the transformation we seek.